It's all you do anyways.
All right, we're going to go ahead and get started with our post-race press conference here, joined by the winner, Bubba Wallace, driver of the number 452311 Toyota. We'll go straight to questions from media. Please raise your hand. We have Kendall with the wireless mic. We'll start with Dustin right here.
Dustin Albino, JC.com. Bubba, with winning at Talladega last fall and it being rain shortened, does this one mean more to you?
I mean, it's just as special, right? Anytime you can get to victory lane in the Cup Series, it's a moment that you don't want to let go. Fortunately, we got to shift our mind focus to Bristol now, but we'll celebrate tonight. But to win it in this fashion, yeah, it's definitely really cool. So, we're talked about when we go to the speedways, and kind of not so much the rest of the track. So I want to start changing that, and we've been able to show up these last 2 months or so, all different types of racetracks, and be talked about, and that's cool. So it's a step in the right direction. We just can't get complacent. We just got to keep going, got to keep pushing for more. And this is great, but we have to continue to go back out and battle. So I appreciate the opportunity that I'm in right now with the team that I have, and keep going. Thanks.
Was this the best race of your career, the best race where nothing went wrong and so it just looked good?
We had a loose wheel, so something went wrong.
Yeah.
We were able to capitalize, though. I think in those moments before I would get frustrated, don't get me wrong, I was frustrated. I thought we had a really good car, and you never know what's going to happen when you get back there. But I knew that we had a lot of laps in front of us. So take our time, get back up through there, and held by 3 or 4 laps. We were already top 20, I think. So just had to have a level mindset going into that. Like, okay, we're going to bounce back from some adversity. And then, honestly, I started calling the shots. I said, when we break the threshold here of 5th, it ramps up, and we need to be ready for that. And then I said, once we get the lead here, our balance has got to, be able to hang on to that. And it fell right into our hands. So just hats off to these 2 guys here, sitting on top of the box, looking at all the nerd stuff that they do, and making the most of it, because it goes hand in hand with each other.
The relative calmness that you felt when you were just out front today.
Yep.
Why? Where'd that come from, and how has that changed over the last couple of years for you?
I get excited and I get let down a lot when I'm excited. So it's better to come into it ho hum and be relieved with the win at the end of it. So it's really, really cool. I think just you never know when it's over. I mean, you had Denny behind us that was coming pretty hard, but it was going to take a really big mistake for him to get to me. And so I was really focused on that. I didn't really have time to think about anything else.
Over here to Lee.
Thank you. Kurt Busch tweeted, "We are winners again, proud of Bubba Wallace and 23 Racing for getting it done today." How does it feel to, kind of pick up the mantle and be the guy to have to, carry all this? I mean, it's not like you haven't had the weight on your shoulders probably since you got here, right?
Yeah.
And this is just one more test, but to pass it with flying colors, to pull off the W, it's got to feel good under these circumstances. I mean, even probably better than normal.
Oh, no doubt. First of all, Kurt, hate the scenario that we're in with him, but he has been nothing but an advocate and a leader in these moments for us. When we get back to our Monday morning meetings, he's there giving insight on how to be better, and I appreciate him for that. And it's taught me how to be better off the racetrack, let alone on the racetrack. And the conversation I had with him in Victory Lane was really special. He just talked about believing in self, and he always believed in me. And so I thought that was pretty special.
And Denny said yesterday, he goes, he would not be surprised if a non-playoff driver won at Phoenix, and that, it kind of completely upset the apple cart. Here we are, the second race of the playoffs. We have 2 non-playoff drivers getting it done.
Yeah. I mean, you never know with this car. I mean, we're up to 18 winners now, and I think it's really cool with some of the races that we've been put on this year, and the races that we've been able to capitalize on. It's going to come down to Phoenix, and I hope we're there winning. That'd be awesome. Win us the Owners' Championship.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to take a quick break. We're going to have Bootie join us up on the stage. The gentlemen want to come help. And then Denny, if you want to come to this other seat up here too, please.
Knew you were.
Fucking all over the fence.
You're good. You're good. You're good.
All right, now we got the whole team up here. We will continue with questions. Dustin Long.
Dustin Long, NBC Sports. Bubba, I'm curious. You often hear from drivers who talk about they feel like there's a big difference between winning that second race and winning that first race in the sense of no longer being a first-time winner. I know it's early. Is there a significance other than obviously the accomplishment, but what does it mean to be a two-time winner as opposed to a one-time winner in your mind?
Yeah, I think it's incredible. I think winning at this level is the hardest thing in life for us race car drivers. And I mean, you know, to be able to say we're winners today here at Kansas through the year that we've had and what we've been able to do the last couple months is incredible. So I'm proud of everybody, proud of Bootie, thankful for Denny for just continuing to believe in me and make the most of every opportunity. So to come out winners, I knew it was only a matter of time. I had a lot of people telling me that. And so it's finally cool to see it come to fruition. But 2-time is better than 1-time.
And I also got a question for you, and Denny or Bootie can jump in. I know after the race, Chris Gabehart was talking to Denny and talking about how he felt like a key moment was the last pit cycle and how you are so good on pit entrance, pit exit, and a green flag cycle. And not being a driver, you know, what that skill is like and what you've been able to do and how you've honed that skill. And whether, Denny, you can talk about or Bootie, what you can talk about what you've seen and how he's done in that, because Chris seemed to indicate that felt like that was an important aspect of the race today.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't do any practice pit ins, but Bubba historically is on the metrics been really good on green flag entries. So I kind of knew that it was going to be tough for me to gain. So I kind of focused just on not making a mistake coming to pit road. He had such a big lead on us anyway. I think probably 3 or 4 seconds. When I think probably 3 seconds when we came to pit road, I thought, just let me do a solid job here. But yeah, he just smashed us pretty bad. I think by about a second. And we lost by exactly 1 second. Again, you still got to pass him, right? That's a whole other thing. I think I got held up with the 20 quite a bit. So you just never know. It would have been a great battle to the end, but he did a better job than I did on that green flag cycle for sure.
And Bubba, just how you've been able to get better, or obviously there's so many things that a driver has to be skilled in, but obviously this seems to be one that you are very good in how you've gotten to that point.
Yeah, there's a lot of metrics in our JGR metrics sheet. There's about 1,000 pages, and I take pride in you know, trying to be at the top of those. Some weeks you are, most weeks I'm not, but pit in, pit out, green flag stuff has always been kind of one of my strong suits. So honestly, they said pit now, and I'm like, okay, and just was able to capitalize, and that was it. Didn't do anything fancy, but just kind of one of those high traits that we carry, and so it worked out for us.
Thank you.
Bootie, do you have anything to add on the topic? No, nothing to add.
Man, a few words.
Go ahead.
Justin Schuler kicking the tires. Congratulations, obviously. What's it like racing in a different championship compared to what most fans are seeing on the front end? Because obviously, all the running orders showing who's in the drivers' playoffs. But you alluded to it earlier. You are chasing that owners' championship. So, what's this win? What's this momentum kind of mean going towards the next last 8 races, I should say?
Yeah, no, I think this locks us into the next round, and first playoff experience for me at the Cup level. So it's really cool. So remember the conversation that Denny pulled me aside down in Florida, and he was like, "Hey, we want you to drive the 45 and compete for a championship, and we believe in you." And so it's just continue to do what we do. I didn't walk away from that being like, "Oh man, we got to ramp it up here." We've been stellar. We've been really, really good. And so it's only a matter of times and a little bit of things we needed to clean up, and here we are today. We executed today. Still wasn't a perfect day, but we were able to execute and bounce back and make the most of it. And that's what we need to continue to do. Yeah, it's going to ramp up as we get closer to Phoenix, but right now we're focused on Bristol, and that's it.
And Denny, you knew that this was the choice that you needed to make once you knew
Yeah, I mean, we talked internally about it, and we just felt like that we're really trying to build a one-team culture, and a lot of teams try to do that, right? But it's, even at JGR, we're pretty much four independent teams. We're trying to mesh this into, we're able to switch pit crew guys at any moment, from one team to another. When one team wins, the other pit crew's going to get bonuses just as well. So we're really trying to instill a really positive, one team mentality. And so by doing that and having an eligibility in the Owners Championship, we're able to just pick apart and put our best pieces in each section of a race team to go out and compete at our best. And Bubba Wallace was a very easy choice for us, especially the results that he's given us over the last 2 to 3 months. It's just been great, and the speed is really that he's shown all year. So he's just really took a huge jump this year in his craft from last year, and it was a very simple decision for us. And I think, we knew that Bubba was going to take a lot of pride in being the flagship driver for us for these last 10.
JohnNewbyHeavy.com. This one's for Denny. When you first started this whole operation, I mean, obviously, I'm assuming you envisioned a scenario where you and Bubba would be fighting for the win, both of you trying to get some playoff points. But how does that line up with your initial timeline of trying to be competitive?
I don't really understand it completely, but I knew that the moment would come. I mean, I think that it happened for the first time really this spring with Kurt. I kind of got a front row seat to him battling for the win, and the same thing today. I watched the 45, and I'm going up the field with him, and I see him passing, and I see him go take the lead. But then I'm really trying to get there. I'm really frustrated from how our first 160 or 70 laps went. I was chewing the steering wheel pretty heavily, so I wanted to get there and get a win despite all the adversity that our team went through today. But yeah, like I said in my interview post-race, there's no way that Bubba ever expects me to give him anything. He wants to know that he went out here and earned the win today and that was not given to him. My lap times, those last 20 laps proved that I was giving it every single bit that I had, but he just out-executed us, out-track positioned us, and out-carred us today. So,
And then just kind of following up on that really quick, based on how the season started with, the stuff that happened, like mishaps pit road, I mean, how satisfying is it that this was nearly a perfect performance with a dominant car, the pit crew that was great all day?
Yeah, they did really a good job with this 45 team, and this team was the pit crew's been with Kurt Busch for most of the year. We locked them in this core group for probably the last 10 to 15 races, and they've done a great job, and they've just been really solid. I think a lot of people had a lot of issues on pit road. Certainly we were one of many, but I saw him in the back of the pack just like we were, and he was able to get through the traffic faster than I was. And so that's the pivotal point of the race where I think that he's really improved in the sense of that typically when that happens, no offense to Bubba, but sometimes the wires get crossed. And so today it just seemed like he was very methodical in his way back. And, this is overcoming adversity. Everyone has something that happens in the middle of the race that takes them off of schedule. And today was like a great moment for that team to battle back from the back and get to the win.
Thank you.
I don't know if it's because of where we are or how you did it or because it's the second one, but this one feels so much more like normal to me, like everything about Victory Lane.
not raining.
This race. Yeah. So I was wondering for all three of you, do you, I guess, share that sentiment? Does this feel somewhat more like a normal win? And, I guess, is that a good thing?
Certainly. I'm really happy for Bubba and our team. And I'll just say this. It was a pleasure working with Bubba. He's gotten better and better. I thank Denny a lot for going out on a limb and taking his money and putting it on the line to start the team. And so all of that being said, we know how good we are. We knew. And I knew how good Bubba was, how good he's been all year. So I feel very happy for him in the fact that, we took it to him. There's no, what you going to say? You know, what can you throw rocks at us about this time? You know, so I'm just really happy for our whole organization and especially Bubba for how we did it.
Yeah, echo. Sure.
Staff Sergeant Johnson, 1st Infantry Division Public Affairs. Bubba, congratulations on
Thank
your
you.
second win. Denny, as an owner and as a crew chief. I want to turn the conference a little bit. This being a special day, 9/11, you know, there's a lot of military members like myself out there. Can each one of you just, what does this win on this somber day mean to all of you?
I mean, look at what we're representing on our car. Route has always been bold. They've always been out there, and they've wanted to make a statement each and every time. And so for them to honor the heroes we lost on 9/11 was really cool to begin with, the initiative to begin with, and then to follow through and execute and come out on top. It's you can't make it up, right? It's a picture perfect day. It's a story well written, and just proud to be able to carry the colors, carry the sponsor, and carry the names of all our heroes that we lost that day. So I see it means a lot to you, and I appreciate your service.
Yeah, I mean, we all know where we were at, right? I remember I was at Rick Townsend's shop putting the exhaust in my new late model, and when it happened, and it was just a day that is burned in our souls, right? And so you see the images, and at times, listen, we're all guilty of forgetting sometimes. And then around this day, you start to see the images again, and you're like, wow, you can't forget. And so, it's really an honor for us to be out there and represent the military and, the first responders that came running into a burning building. It's just they were the true heroes of this world for us, and we can't thank their service enough. That's why you see what NASCAR does every single week, with the American flag. It's something that is very loud and proud, and on every hauler, on every uniform, because it's really a big deal for our sport to honor people like you.
Yeah, I just like to say, I love being American. I hated what happened to us then. I was proud of our country, how we came together and recognized the ones that sacrificed to try to save people. I also back our military just because, hey, I'm just pretty blatant about it. It's us. Even with our race team, it's us, and I don't care about anybody else. And I'm an American, and I love being American, and I don't care about anybody else. So I appreciate a strong military. I'm somewhat of a historian. Rome ruled the world for 1,000 years, and they had they could stomp people with their military. They were strong. And I feel like we have to be strong as a nation. We have to be strong as a military so we can do what we want to do. All of those people fought for our freedoms, and what that means is by dictating our own terms everywhere, people like us get to do what we want to do, and I'm appreciative of it. So I hated that it happened. I hope it never happens again, but we remember all of them.
Thank you, guys. In the back of the room.
This is for Denny. Denny, since your race team won here in the spring and then here again in the fall, I'm wondering how much does that increase the chance of Michael Jordan coming back to the state where Dean Smith was born and seeing his race team race firsthand?
Well, he loves racing. Trust me, he loves going to NASCAR races. He's a lot of times, TV likes to show him when he's in attendance, but a lot of times he comes and they don't even see him. He likes to sneak in, sneak out. So he's a guy that loves the sport. We can't thank him enough, and Curtis and Gene that is with his business team that ultimately, like Bubba touched on in his interview, that really believed in this. And ultimately, Michael believes in the people that he hires. And even though he says, okay, let's go ahead and start a race team, it's still no go until you have the backing of Curtis and that whole team. And we can't thank them enough for what they do for our team. They really taught me a lot on the business side. I continue to learn on it. It's my responsibility to make sure these cars go fast, pressing all the right buttons, hiring the right people to make sure we win races. But yeah, it's a perfect partnership. It really is. I couldn't ask for anything better. He loves Bubba. He loves this race team. Man, it's just I never would have imagined. A team that started from scratch, literally from scratch. We had nothing just 2 years ago. To now have 3 race wins is just incredible. I can't tell you how hard it is to win in this series, and to do what we're doing right now is incredible, especially with this 5-year plan of trying to get to a championship contending organization. It's still, I'm the realist in the group, knowing that we still have a ton of ground to cover, but we're starting to really get the results that this hard work is starting to pay off. But we got a lot of great things in the works. In a few years, hopefully you're going to talk about this team winning on a more regular basis, but never would in my wildest dreams would I imagine that we'd go out there and have 3 wins already in just a year and 3 quarters.
But he won't be coming?
I don't know. I don't keep his schedule, and I do not know. It's the short answer.
All right, we'll come up front to Bob, and then we're going to go up to the press box.
Bob Huckers, Fox Sports. Bubba, you're the first black driver to win more than one cup race. I'm curious, just what does that mean to you to set that historic mark?
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible. Just makes you think back to when it all started 20 years ago and how we were just showing up to races, and each and every weekend my dad would always look for the stiffest competition to make us better. And it was a lot of fun. And it actually reminds me of the conversation I had with Harvick on the grid talking about Keelan, being able to do his first Asphalt Legend Cars race, and how eye-opening that was. And I remember, showing up to these places for the first time and just trying to be the best of the best. And so it all relates to that question. You just want to show up and win. And whatever history comes in after that, it all settles in behind, because there's no greater thing than winning. So I appreciate all the support from our fans and family, and just got to keep it going.
We're going up to the press box. Question from the press box.
Jim Utter, motorsport.com. One for Denny, one for Bootie. For Denny, are you surprised non-playoff drivers have won the first 2 races, and that combined with the 18 different winners this season, is that the kind of unpredictability you thought you would see?
Yes, and I mentioned it earlier this week that I thought that this could be the first potential year that somebody wins the race at Phoenix that's not part of the championship 4, just simply because when we used to build our own cars and design our own cars, we would just kind of save the best stuff for the end of the season. So everyone would just kind of front load a lot of their best people, best parts, best bodies, best cars for the playoffs. And that's, there's no secret that really the ones that kept advancing, cars just got faster. They started pushing tech a little bit more, and it was just it wasn't a coincidence that the Final 4 is always 1, 2, 3, 4. So I think this year, with the car having so much parity, certainly I think that this is a trend that could continue. Now, I mean, I don't know how long the list of new winners is going to get. We're at 18 now. I just, Bob can call me out. I said at Sonoma, there's no freaking way that we even get to 14. But yeah, it's just been amazing. Everyone's won it legit. It's just been guys that go out there and execute and win races. So it's been obviously great for the product, because people tune in to not know who's going to be the race winner. And I think for the last few years, you tune in and you knew that the race is going to be won by one of 3 organizations, and maybe 1 or 2 drivers within those organizations. And so it's good that the love's getting spread around, and drivers now that are in equal equipment are able to show what their talent's all about.
And for Bootie, could you just kind of comment on both Bubba's driving performance and the team's performance, which included a round of green flag stops on that 96-lap run to the finish?
Really, since we've unloaded all weekend, as far as Bubba goes, I mean, when you have positive momentum, when you do things right, I'm very careful to say this. I mean this in I don't know. It's easy, okay, but it's not easy. My point is,
It makes things easier.
Yes, practice goes smooth. He and I talk. We don't even have to talk long. He tells me what he needs. We work on it. We go fast. You know, you qualify well. You get a good pit selection. It's just all of those things stack up, and that's all the things you need to do. And right now, it's definitely we're clicking. We're doing well. As far as how he drove the race, I just say this to him. Think about this. At the end of the race, he takes the lead, or he takes the lead on his own. He stretches the lead. By stretching the lead, it gives me the ability to just go, JR and I sit there and we call the races. We knew with the lead he got us, all we had to do was protect behind us. We had a hedge to do that. That makes it easy. Then the pit crew did exactly. He got on and off pit road, like we said, well, as better than anybody. And the pit crew had an awesome stop. So then you're gone. You're out front. You've got it. What I give to Bubba, though, a testament to Bubba, was he didn't push his car. I let him know how far he was ahead, and really he rode. You know, he saved his car. He didn't get anxious. He didn't make any mistakes. He didn't burn his stuff up. He knew the guys were behind him, and he just ran what he had to do. So that takes a tremendous amount of discipline, and you know, not letting the moment get too big. He didn't at all. Really, the moment didn't get too big for any of us. So we did what we had to do. So I'm proud of him. I'm proud of our crew.
All right, we're going to come back down to the media center.
From up here.
Thank you, Jim. We'll go to the left of the room here, please.
Congratulations, Bubba. Colby Evans, Racing Experts Media. With the announcement that Wilkesboro is coming back for the All-Star race in 2023, how good does it feel to be locked into the main event now?
Oh, yeah. Sweet. Damn, that's cool. That's going to be a cool event. I hope so. But just, you know, thankful for the opportunity. I know I continue to say that. And see, I don't even focus on that stuff. We just go out and win, and all the good things follow in place. So don't have to race our way in now. That's sweet. Yep.
All right, we have two more. We'll go back to
I
Justin
think with
here.
all the heat winners, we're going to have a full field. Maybe NASCAR can twist the format a little bit, you know.
Justin Schiller kicking the tires again. Bootie, you were a multi-winner as a crew chief in the Xfinity Series, and now with this win, you're a multi-winner in the Cup Series. That stat goes back as far as 2002 in the Xfinity Series. So,
damn, you old.
Well, I didn't mean to do that, but
That's all right. That's how it is.
Well, what does that mean for you with your career being on top of the box?
Like I said, what Denny and Michael put together. Yeah. Got you. You're good. Yeah. What Denny and Michael put together, I told Wheels, Mike Wheeler, who is our competition director, he and I get along. I get along with all the people, but I'm just saying the depth. I told Wheels, I said, it's never been better than it is for me right now. The quality of people. Denny got upset with us months ago, rightfully so, but his message was, what do you need? Whatever you need, whatever it costs, it doesn't matter. And I remember that. I've never been with an owner. I've been with owners, I'll tell you all the truth, where they go, look, you need to run better, and I'm taking your rear changer, and you need to cut back on your budget a bit, but I expect you to do better. That's the opposite of what Denny has brought to the table. So I appreciate that. And it's just, yeah, we're loaded. I mean, we're loaded. We're looking for all the rest of the best people as we keep going. And like I said, Bubba, we talked about it all year. Even when I was suspended, I'd call him and go, man, you are driving so well. I know it just doesn't seem so, and it was frustrating, but we kind of knew it. You know, you just got to keep grinding. You got to, and I guess as far as my career, it's the same way. God bless me. I was lucky. I was lucky to get here, and I'm lucky to be in the position I'm in, and I appreciate it. So, like I said, if it ends tomorrow, if Denny says you're done tomorrow, I've had a hell of a ride, and I appreciate it. So, but I'm hoping to keep going. I want us to keep continuing and winning races because, like I said, it's better than I've ever had it.
We're going to wrap up right here.
Harry Loomis, LoomisNASCARTalk.com. Congrats on the win, Bubba. Obviously, your teammate Kurt Busch won earlier in the year here, but remembering that race back, you were right there with him on speed. You had I think it was a pit mishap at the end that didn't give you the finish you deserved. Was it kind of vindicating to come back here the very next race and drive about as good of a race as you could have and get the win?
Yeah, no doubt. I think, looking back at the first race, I'm selfish, and I think we were better than the 45. We just didn't have the track position to show that, and he took home the hardware to show that he was better than us. But coming back here, and actually, it kind of all sparked at Michigan and figuring out what we had and understanding that Michigan setup was based around our Kansas setup, our first Kansas setup, and then coming back here, not much different than that. And it's like, okay, we got to ramp up here, and the car is going to be good. So it puts more pressure on me. It's like, hey, I know the car is good, so are you going to deliver? Are you going to go out and execute to give the car its full potential? And we executed on all levels, on the racetrack, on pit road, and communication was awesome today. So it's just one of those things. You hate that you were in that scenario the first race, but it makes you come back stronger, and look where we're at.
And you guys have been just on a fantastic run. This is 6 top 10s in the last 9 races. All sorts of tracks too, road course, Michigan, Kansas, doesn't really matter. You guys have been running well everywhere. Just where's the confidence with the extension too going for the rest of the year and in 2023?
Yeah, I think what I struggled with in the Cup cars in previous was confidence in the car and actually trusting it. And with this car, I was sidelined. I had shoulder surgery right after the season, and didn't get much testing. But I told myself going in that I needed to step up and do a better job and push the car to its limits. If you don't do that, you don't know what the limits of the car is at. Right. And really all year, like Bootie said, all year we've been doing a really good job. The results have not shown that. But if I take a minute and brag about self, this is my best season ever of climbing in the race car and being like, all right, pal, it's time to go to work, and you leave it all out there and not regret any decision that you make, and look how we've been running. So it all starts with self, and if you don't show up with confidence, then you're not going to run very good. So you definitely got to show up with that.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thanks.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen, very much.
Bob,
Wait.
are we P1 in earners points?
Well, you're the only one that's advanced, right?
Fuck yeah.
Good night, everybody.
Same way. Get a man on his corner and don't let go.